So what is the challenge? The challenge is in the form of the question, what is the difference between reaction and response? I will explain. So if let's say someone hits me, a reaction will look like this. So someone hit me and immediately I'm reacting. Yes? I'm doing something. Someone says something, I'm jumping. My mother calls me, I'm nervous. Okay? This is the reaction. A response is then when someone hits me, and then I'm kind of starting to react, but I can hold my reaction and I can observe my thoughts about it. I can use all my knowledge and wisdom and my life experience, and then I choose to do this. So in a reaction, there is like an animal reaction. There is no me choosing or understanding the situation and navigating it. In a response, I can use all my life experience. I can use the rules of the game. I can use all the teachings that I have, and so on and so on. And when you look at it, the response can be the same as the reaction. So let's say my reaction was this, and now my response will be this. I can choose this. So the difference is actually that there is me, there is like someone here that have some kind of authority about what's happening, that can navigate the situation to the place where I want to navigate it. Does it mean that my response is better than my reaction? No, not always. Sometimes my instinct is better than my thinking. I'm not saying. But I have the option to choose. And when I have the option to choose, I can upgrade and improve and optimize my way of being. And the most common thing is that, you know, how many times someone says something to us, we are reacting to it, and then 10 minutes later I'm saying, why did I say this? I better I was quiet, and now I created a bigger problem, and now I need to apologize, and all of these dramas that is happening. And so when I have the response, I have the capacity not to fall into this place. So in the nature, we are very reactive, but on the mental state, we understand that it's better to be more responsive than reactive. And the question is like, why we are so reactive? Yeah? Because if I'm so reactive, I can learn all the rules of the game, but it will not help me. Because I need to be in a place where I can be in response in order to use what I learned. So why am I so reactive? And the answer for that is basically in the field of tension. There is so much tension inside of me that I cannot hold it. So let's say if I imagine my body as a container, and let's say this is the size of my container, yeah, and I can fill this container in things. And whatever I add to this container, the container become more and more and more full. And this container can hold the tension that we have. So if I'm having more tension, more tension, more tension, more tension, I'm here, and then someone says something to me, and I'm over the top. When I'm over the top, I'm reacting because the vessel is not big enough to hold all the tension that exists inside of it. And so if I'm here and I get something inside, you see, I'm in the field of comfort. It's okay. I can still hold it. But if I'm over, so I'm exploding. And when I'm exploding is where I'm in a reaction. So basically, to understand the human experience, we basically need to understand two concepts. One is the vessel and the size of the vessel, and how much tension inside this vessel there is. And what I would say just here is that we can do things in order to make the vessel bigger, and we can do things in order to empty the tension in the vessel. And when we learn to navigate these two fields, this is where we actually improve quality of life. Quality of life is equal to the gap between the size of the vessel to the how much tension there is inside of it. Because everything that goes inside this field is fine. I can handle it, I can be with it. So it's not that in order to have good life, I need to sit in the room and avoid any interaction of the world. No, I need to go outside, live life, and be in that field. And this field, I can do business, I can have relationship, I can raise kids, I can be in community, I can do everything. But even if I'm in this field, okay, no kids, no family, no hiding in the room, tension, stress, anxiety, all these phenomena are when we are over the top. And the last thing I will say about this topic that maybe is relevant is that we can elaborate how to make the vessel bigger or how to empty it. But what I want to say at this point, that the vessel is based on what I call the core human qualities, core human skills, such as patient, contentment, compassion, presence, acceptance. All of these qualities are the core human qualities, and all of them are like muscles, and they can be trained. So I can have more patience, I can have more presence, I can have more contentment, more acceptance, and it's training them that makes them bigger. So the size of the vessel is depends of how much training you have done to those muscles. Not necessarily in a specific practice. Sometimes life is training you to have a lot of patience, and circumstances train you to have more acceptance, and so on and so on. But sometimes you can go through proper training for those things. So there is different modalities that can help you to do this training. And the one interesting thing that I want to say about this, that you can give a talk, an intellectual conversation about presence of 2 hours. It doesn't mean that you're present. You can talk for 2 hours about acceptance. It doesn't mean that you have acceptance. You can talk 3 hours about patient. It doesn't mean that you have patient, because patient, acceptance, contentment, all of they are not in the intellectual side of the brain. Yes, it's not the intellect that makes patient grow. It's another thing. So where is patient? Where is acceptance? Where is it? It's not in the intellect. It's somewhere else. And training those things and understanding where they are, those can be very critical to us improving quality of life. And if I connect it to what can we talk about, maybe your challenge is in business, but your challenge is in patient. Maybe your challenge is in relationship, but your challenge is with expectations and acceptance. So it's not that you need to study how to be in relationship, it's that you need to work on your acceptance, or you need to work on your patient, or your presence, or your vessel is too small. So whenever you go into the relationship field and your partner says something, automatically you overflowed, and so you prefer to avoid them all day. And so it's not the relationship, it's not the business, it's something in the core skills that we have that we are not training in the right way.